आ रही है आपकी थोड़ी।
हाँ, कम आ रही है। होनी तो नहीं चाहिए। अभी
अब तो बिल्कुल नहीं आ रही।
अभी ठीक है।
नहीं मैम, बहुत कम आ रही है।
मुझे लगता है आप हेडफोन्स यूज नहीं कर रहे हो।
मैं आपकी यूजुअल जो रहती ना उससे भी कम आ रही है।
नहीं, आप हेडफोन्स यूज कर रहे हो।
नहीं नहीं, वो लाना है, मार्केट
आप
जाना नहीं हो रहा है।
आपको हेडफोन्स यूज करना है। प्लीज फ्रॉम द नेक्स्ट सेशन ट्राई टू यूज हेडफोन्स। क्या है, शाहरिया राइट? शबनम।
शाजमा।
शाजमा शाजमा।
नॉट शबनम।
हाँ,
शबनम नहीं है मैम, शाजमा।
शाजमा। या शाजमा, व्हाट आई वाज ट्राइंग टू टेल यू इज दैट प्लीज बाई हेडफोन्स फॉर द सेशन, क्योंकि ऑनलाइन सेशंस में ना आवाज ऊंची नीची हो जाती है। ठीक है, अगर आप हेडफोन्स
ओके।
नहीं यूज करते हो ना तो अच्छे से आप सुन नहीं पाओगे। तो मुझे
ओके
गला
मैम।
फाड़ फाड़ के चिल्लाना पड़ेगा। ठीक है।
ओके मैम।
या कल नेक्स्ट सेशन से प्लीज यूज हेडफोन्स। ऑलराइट।
ओके।
या
यस।
ठीक है। सो इफ वी लुक एट दिस क्वेश्चन, सो आई होप यू आर गोइंग थ्रू द करेक्शंस जो पिछले वाले करेक्शंस मैं आपको भेज रही हूँ, राइट?
यस मैम, यस यस यस।
ओके, उसको आप फॉलो करो। उसमें से बहुत सारे वर्ड्स है, बहुत सारे सेंटेंसेस है जो आप एक्चुअली यूज कर सकते हो फॉर योर राइटिंग।
जी।
ठीक है, ट्राई टू एनालाइज कि ये वाली पैराग्राफ मैंने इस लिंकर से क्यों स्टार्ट किया है, इस सेंटेंस से क्यों स्टार्ट किया है, उसके बाद क्यों मैं लिंकर पे जाऊंगी। सो ऑल दीज थिंग्स। ओके, सो
हम्म।
लुकिंग एट द क्वेश्चन, सो कैन यू टेल मी व्हाट डू यू अंडरस्टैंड बाय द क्वेश्चन? क्वेश्चन का मतलब क्या है?
कि मैम ये क्वेश्चन का मतलब लाइक स्कूल जाने से पहले बच्चों को क्या रहेगा अकल, मतलब लाइक स्कूल जाने से पहले तो वो तो 2 to 3 इयर्स के रहते, तो मैंने इसको स्कूल डेज और कॉलेज डेज में डिफरेंशिएट कर दिया।
Right. If you look at the question, it says some people believe that the experiences children have before they go to school will have the greatest effect on their future life. Okay. So even before they
यस।
go to school, the experiences that they have. So even before they go to school, even before a child goes to school, how will he or she have experiences? From where he or she
यस।
has experiences? From where?
फ्रॉम द पेरेंट्स।
Yes, from their homes, right? From their home, from their parents, अगर वो कहीं पे घूमने जाते हैं. So the experiences which are not taught in school or experiences which are gained by a child even before going to the school will have greatest effect. Others argue that experiences gained when they are teenagers have a bigger influence. So teenagers का मतलब क्या होता है? The time frame or the age group between you can say 12 to 20. 20
16।
भी नहीं, 18, 18, 19, teen.
हम्म।
तो 13 से 19 का जो ये एज स्पैन है या एज एक्सपेंस है, इसमें टीनेजर्स का क्या एक्सपीरियंस वो गेन करेंगे, वो बेसिकली दे आर अंडर.
हम्म।
Now, if you look at the question, you will see that there are two different viewpoints of people. There are two different sections with two different viewpoints. एक सेक्शन बोल रहा है कि नहीं, स्कूल जाने से भी पहले चिल्ड्रन को जो एक्सपीरियंसेस होते हैं, those are the most helpful learning experiences that can have a
हम्म।
profound impact on the child's life in future. And there's other section of people who are saying कि नहीं, टीनेजर के वक्त जब वो यंग एडल्ट होते हैं, यंग एडोलेसेंट्स होते हैं, 13 से 19 के बीच की जो experiences होती है, वो experiences basically they have a profound impact on their lives. Okay.
यस।
Discussion essay with opinion जो होता है उसमें so are you having a strong opinion?
यस मैम।
Okay. If you are having a, मुझे लगता है you are not going through the sample essays that I'm correcting and sending you.
मैम ये डिस्कशन का मैं पहले नहीं देखी थी, ये फर्स्ट मैं अपनी खुद ही से लिखी,
नहीं,
तो
खुद से
मुझे
लिख रहे
उसका
हो?
आइडिया नहीं है।
क्यों खुद से लिखोगे जब आपके पास करेक्टेड सैम्पल्स है?
नहीं
जब
थे मैम, डिस्कशन के सैंपल नहीं था मेरे पास जब ये लिखी जब।
आपने बहुत दिन पहले
अब
लिखा था?
परसों लिखा था, पर आपने भेजा नहीं।
नहीं
मतलब वो
होगा आपके पास।
2 बार से भी मैं स्ट्रॉन्ग ओपिनियन का ही देख रही थी मैम, डिस्कशन का नहीं था।
नहीं,
एक डबल क्वेश्चन का था जिसमें अब की लाइफ और पुरानी लाइफ में क्या डिफरेंस है। एक मैरिड लाइफ का था। हाँ वो था डिस्कशन का, राइट। बिफोर 30।
ओके, ठीक है। अगर नहीं है तो फिर मैं भेजूंगी, तो उसको आप थोड़ा सा देख लेना। ठीक है।
जी ओके।
ओके, डिस्कशन इज विथ ओपिनियन। Okay, so you are having a strong opinion. Now आपकी opinion क्या है और आपने अपनी opinion decide कैसे करी? How did you decide upon your opinion? From your personal experience या you just decided it?
मैंने डिसाइड किया कि ज्यादा पॉइंट्स मुझे टीनेजर्स में ही आ रहे थे, और बेटर वोकेबलरी और सब उसी में आ रहे, तो मैंने उसी का साइड ले लिया।
See, remember that whenever you have to choose your side, it has to depend on two different things. One, the number of points that you are having. आपके पास ज्यादा पॉइंट्स है उस साइड में, और हर एक पॉइंट को बहुत इजीली और अच्छे से आप एक्सप्लेन और एक्सटेंड कर पा रहे हो. So these are the two most important things that you have to keep in your mind when you are deciding upon your opinion. Clear?
यस, यस।
So now let's talk about the strong opinion. That is, there is enough compelling evidence, I feel, that lessons learned during the teenage years is overwhelmingly beneficial for the rest of the life. ठीक है. सो ये जो एक स्ट्रॉन्ग ओपिनियन स्टेटमेंट है, ये देयर इज नो हार्ड एंड फास्ट रूल कि ये ओपिनियन स्टेटमेंट आप खाली ओपिनियन ऐसे में ही दोगे. मतलब whenever you are having a strong opinion statement, you can absolutely mention the strong opinion statement in this way in the introduction. Is that
ओके।
clear? So this is the best
यस मैम।
really mentioning your strong opinion statement. Clear है? समझ रहे हो
यस
आप?
मैम।
चलो.
यस
This
मैम।
is about your strong opinion statement whenever. So whether the essay is an opinion essay, or do you agree or disagree essay, or the essay is a discussion essay, whatever be the type of the essay, ideally whenever you have a strong opinion, you are supposed to give a strong opinion statement in the introduction. Okay.
यस मैम।
Sure. So now talking about the structure of the strong opinion statement. Before that, ये हमेशा याद रखना है, ये हमेशा करना भी है कि in this 40 minutes of time, the first 5 to 7 minutes has to be on planning and micro planning. The next 25 to 30 minutes is on writing the main essay. The last 3 to 4 minutes is proofreading or revising. Clear? So this is exactly how you have to segregate these 40 minutes of time. तो ये जो planning और micro planning है, from the next session onwards, from the next class onwards, please mention that in your paper. तो अपनी जो पेपर है ना, उसमें आप प्लानिंग कैसे कर रहे हो, प्लानिंग द मेन पॉइंट्स ऑन बोथ द साइड्स, जिसके बेसिस पे आप अपनी ओपिनियन डिसाइड कर रहे हो. उसके बाद जाके आप माइक्रो प्लानिंग कैसे कर रहे हो. माइक्रो प्लानिंग का मतलब होता है बेसिकली बिल्डिंग ऑन एवरी पॉइंट. ठीक है. तो ये सारी चीजों को आपको इस पेपर में लिख के अलोंग विद दी ऐसे सबमिट करना है. इज दैट क्लियर? Asma?
यस मैम।
Very good. Great. Moving on to the structure. So even before, so what is the whole idea behind classifying or segregating the type of the essay? The moment you classify, or the moment you segregate the type of the essay, that this is a discussion essay with a strong opinion, this is an opinion essay with strong opinion, immediately there is a structure that should come to your mind, that this is the structure. Okay.
ओके।
So, and
यस।
that is why an opinion essay has a different structure, a discussion essay has a different structure, an advantage, disadvantage essay has a different structure. So, each of these essay types, they have a different structure. So, if we have to talk about structure of discussion essay with strong opinion, is introduction, that is paraphrasing the question. Then you have the opinion statement. Then you have the content statement. Then you have your BP1, which is talking about the other side. That is one point. एक से ज्यादा point दूसरी side में देनी नहीं है if you have a strong opinion. ठीक है? So you're not supposed to spend more time and efforts on the other side. More time and effort, ज्यादा concentration आपको अपनी side पे देनी है.
जो
And please,
साइड पे।
please follow this structure, because this is the next 2 points. 2 or more points भी आप दे सकते हैं. And then you have the conclusion. In the conclusion, you are refuting the other side to show the upper hand of your side. And then, you have this restating your opinion. Clear? So this is how the
Yeah.
structure of discussion essay with strong opinion should look like. Number one. Number two, when you are working on the essay, when you are writing the main essay, what is it that you have to start with? Are you starting to write the introduction and then working on the body paragraphs, or you're starting
No,
with
ma'am. If I'm right, first, right, starting with the BP1, BP2.
हाँ यहाँ पे फॉर ओपिनियन ऐसे जो हमने डिस्कशन करी थी वहां पे वी वर स्टार्टिंग विद आवर बॉडी पैरा वन बिकॉज वी वर हैविंग अ स्ट्रांग ओपिनियन एंड वी वर गिविंग ऑल द आर्गुमेंट्स इन फेवर ऑफ दैट तो उसमें इट इज
Yes.
जस्टिफाइबल एंड रीजनेबल टू बेसिकली स्टार्ट विद योर बॉडी पैरा वन बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू दिस पर्टिकुलर ऐसे व्हिच इज डिस्कशन ऐसे विद स्ट्रांग ओपिनियन तो इस पे आपका साइड आप बीपी टू में दे रहे हो you're talking about your side or you're giving
Yes.
your side in body para 2 so if that is the
Yes.
case starting to work on body para 2 first तो पहले बॉडी पैरा
O-
2 में काम करना पड़ेगा फिर बॉडी पैरा 1 में काम करना पड़ेगा फिर कंक्लूजन करनी पड़ेगी फिर इंट्रोडक्शन करना पड़ेगा इज दैट क्लियर
मैम, अगर एग्जाम में भी आए तो लाइक वी हैव टू लीव द स्पेस फॉर BP1 एंड
ऑब्वियसली
कंक्लूजन.
एग्जाम की तो तैयारी कर रहे हो जो भी मैं बोल रही हूँ दैट इज ऑल रिलेटेड फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ योर एग्जाम तो जब आप
यस मैम.
प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हो तब भी करना है जब रियल टाइम एग्जाम आता है तब भी करना है यू आर सपोज टू लीव सम स्पेस फॉर द इंट्रोडक्शन फॉर द बॉडी पैरा 1 यू आर सपोज टू गेट स्टार्टेड विद वर्किंग ऑन बॉडी पैरा 2 देन बॉडी पैरा 1 देन द कंक्लूजन एंड देन द इंट्रोडक्शन इज दैट क्लियर
ओके. यस मैम.
yes okay. Perfect.
यस.
Okay, moving on to the body para. So body para 2 is what we are supposed to start with. So body para 2 has to be your side. And what is your side in this particular essay? You're saying that the lessons or the learning that child has during the teenage years, that would be overwhelmingly beneficial for the rest of the life, right? That is your side.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that has to come in your body para 2. So this one, right? Now see, on the other hand, why have you used on the other hand?
मतलब दूसरी साइड, डिस्कशन का दूसरा साइड.
Yeah, because you are writing the opposite side, right? BP1 is talking about one side and BP2 is talking about the other side. इसी वजह से you're
यस.
basically using on the other hand. Now, when it comes to on the other hand, see, on the other hand is again a very basic linker.
ओके.
It's not wrong, but it's a basic linker. Basic linker का now, uh, मतलब everybody who are writing their IELTS, you must be knowing कि सबके पास लिंकर की लिस्ट होती है. वो कोचिंग ले, वो कोचिंग ना ले, यूट्यूब से या कहीं से भी वो कोई सा भी लिंकर का लिस्ट उठा लेते हैं. But if you are there,
यस.
but then as teachers or as trainers, what we do is, or as institutes, what we do is we basically segregate. We have this classification that these are basic linkers and these are advanced linkers. So you should be
ओके.
scoring good or you should be having great scores if ideally you are using more and more advanced linkers. So यहाँ पे अगर advanced linkers, contrasting linker ही आपको use करना है, but थोड़ा सा advanced contrasting linker use करना है. A linker which has not been used before. ठीक है? So maybe you could instead having said that. ठीक है? So now here
यस मैम.
comes your first point. Experiences attained in the lives of grown-up ready to play an influential role since they become mature enough to figure out the difference between what is good and bad for them, which in turn is beneficial to think broadly and make independent choice. Good, very good. But again, if you remember, मैंने आपको क्या सिखाया था जब भी आप अपने साइड की अपनी, whenever
It
you're
could be
giving
argued that.
rules, it could be argued that. Okay. Now, you've given experiences attained in the lives of grown-up individuals are believed better to write play.
Okay.
They play a more influential role. Influential role is basically a collocation, an advanced collocation. What is a collocation? Certain words they go well together. So ज़्यादा
Yes.
words हमें देने की जरूरत नहीं है. With the use of advanced collocations, we can write it more precisely and accurately. Influential role.
Okay.
ठीक है. We don't need a comma after this. So punctuation is also very important, right?
मैम,
Punctuation.
सिंस से पहले कॉमा नहीं डालते क्या?
No, you don't need it. Not always. Not at every place.
ओके.
Okay, there are certain exceptions to the rules of grammar as well. So there are places where you put and there are places you don't put, but this particular place you don't have to. So since they become mature, now become mature,
ओके.
okay, become mature enough to figure out the difference between what is good and bad for them. You can even say that they become mature enough, or you can even say that they have the right conscience. I think this is a better way. Now, see, It means the same. Being mature enough का मतलब क्या है कि आपके पास right conscience ही है, right? You're
Okay.
mature enough का मतलब है you are having the right conscience, right? But then
Yeah.
when you write, they have the right conscience. You know, that's a better way of writing, an advanced way of writing. ठीक है?
Okay.
So they have right conscience. To figure out, you can say, or you can even say to differentiate.
Between.
The right and the
Wrong.
okay. Which in turn, again, there's a comma. Which in turn, not turn, which in turn. See, to be beneficial for them to think broadly. Instead of this, we can say that which in turn helps them to think broadly.
Okay. Helps them.
To not only think broadly, you can either say broadly or you can even say it's not help, it's helps. You can even say that, so you can say that which in turn helps them to not only think broadly, or otherwise you can say, okay, think broadly, but also make an independent choice for themselves. Is that clear? So what did we do? आपने
Themselves, ma'am. Himself. Like क्या चाहिए आना
self
चाहिए.
होगा. ये तो आप एक ही इंसान की बात कर रहे हो ना. यहाँ पे क्या दिया है आपने?
मैं
दे बिकम मच, अच्छा
दे
दे,
दे का डाल. हाँ
अच्छा
हाँ.
ओके, दे which in turn helps them to not only think broadly but also which in turn helps them to not only think broadly but also make um, an independent choice for themselves. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
Now see the same content, almost the same words. कुछ words मैंने अपने से भी डाला है because I found that कुछ जगह पे आपने बहुत basic words use करे हैं. What is important?
Yes.
What will actually help you is this.
Okay.
Getting? Then if you see over here, not only. Okay. If you see over here, but also. You need to understand this. This is something which is extremely important for you to score good. So, जैसे मैंने पहले sessions में भी आपको बताया, it is not only about the content, it is not only about organizing the
Yes.
ideas, but it is also about the variety of words and variety of sentence constructions that you are using. Why did I use not only but also? Because I wanted to do away with and. मुझे and नहीं use करना था. And के instead मुझे कुछ और use करना था. You could have used not only but also. You could have used as well as. As well as is a very good coordinating conjunction, which is an amazing replacement for and. Because using too many times and ना आप अपने native language हिंदी में भी ज़्यादा बार and use करोगे तो it becomes extremely bogus, right? Too many times you are using and.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so that's something that you have to. यहाँ पे make independent choice for themselves. A better way of writing is, I mean some better words, but also make qualified decisions
Decisions.
along with heightened awareness. Yeah,
Okay.
right.
Yes,
So again,
ma'am.
a better way of writing. Same cheese. The meaning remains the same, but it's just that we are using some better words to convey. Right? Like you can say
Yes, ma'am.
this. Qualified decision. This is a collocation.
Decisions.
Heightened awareness. This is again a collocation. So there are certain words which are going well together. Heightened awareness. Qualified decision. So automatically your quality of writing enhances. Right? Are you getting
Yes,
the
ma'am.
difference? Why in the previous
Yes, ma'am.
time here? This difference you have to keep in mind and you have to apply in your writing if you're looking out for that 7 or more than 7 in your IELTS writing test. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
This is your next point. So the next point is alongside this, they might also face emotional and financial upheavals, which could invariably make them mentally strong enough to deal with the future challenges of life by taking risks and be fearless. Uh, okay. So one that you said is they are becoming mature enough to take their own decisions independently, and the other one that you're saying is that the life experiences that they undergo when they are growing up or when they are mature enough, those are full of emotional and financial They have to they have to go through crisis and everything. So that makes them
Yes.
mentally strong. And that is how, they are basically becoming ready to take on the challenges of life. Okay, you can say that. So alongside this is a sequencing linker. Any other sequencing linker that you can write that you could have written?
Besides this.
Sequencing. Okay. Besides this. Okay, what else?
Hmm. Yeah, what's more? What's more to discuss?
What
Or what
is
is more beneficial is that they might also face.
right? Is that now? See, again, the content is perfect. Words are also good. Okay. Meaning is also coming out, but what is missing in the sentence? I mean, whenever you are working on a particular essay, this essay is not only about the content, right? If you have to show your
Yes.
proficiency or if you have to show your expertise in language, इस sentence को और कितने अच्छे तरीके से आप लिख सकते थे with a different sentence construction maybe, right? So how could that have
Yes.
been? क्योंकि which का इस्तेमाल आपने already पहले दिखा दिया. You have already showed the
Okay.
use. See, which in turn बोल के आपने already which का इस्तेमाल दिखा दिया है. So we got it
Yes.
that you know how to use which or which in turn. Now
Okay.
we want to see that how exactly you can show the use of something else in terms of grammar and sentence variation. So how can you discuss
As I should have used as it
as as
invariably.
as the reason linker और उसका इस्तेमाल भी हमने दिखा दिया. यहाँ पे since हो सकता था, यहाँ पे as हो सकता था, right? What else? What
Yes.
is any other way?
Besides what they might also very much uh, present
Mm-hmm.
that makes them
Mm,
emotional.
so,
They might also face emotional financial impact.
given that
Given that,
during the adolescence,
given
um,
that, मैम given that का मतलब क्या है मैम exactly?
given that means मतलब हो रहा है आपके साथ. Given that हो रहा है, this is all happening with you. Given that you could have even said with,
Okay. What is our beneficial is that?
or you could have even written with. That's better.
So
So you
beneficial is
can say
that
with
with the
plenty.
with with plentiful
Please don't read it
op.
read it out like this. Let me just complete and then maybe you can do. Or if you are reading, read it on your own.
Okay.
So what is overwhelmingly beneficial is that with plentiful opportunities, the, the plentiful opportunities of um, undergoing emotional and financial upheavals and making way to trials, errors, hardships, and then accomplishing goals. Yeah. So, with plentiful opportunities of undergoing emotional and financial upheavals, making way through trials, errors, hardships, and then accomplishing goals, the young adult or the young adolescent becomes more mentally strong or mentally strong enough. Okay, more mentally strong or mentally strong enough to deal. Either you can say to deal or you can even say to take on. Why
Okay.
are we using take on? Because take on is a phrasal verb. Again, trying to add another proficiency, showing my expertise. This is a phrasal verb. What is a phrasal verb? You have verb and preposition together. So take is a verb and preposition on. So take on. So either you can say mentally strong enough to deal with the life challenges. So yeah, you can write this. Or you can say to take on. The real life complexities or real life challenges seamlessly and fearlessly. Clear? Is that
Yes,
clear,
ma'am.
Asma? So
Yes, ma'am.
again, the words and the sentence construction. So are you saying by the time we are reaching this, I mean, by the time, we are reaching this particular sentence, we are kind of, showing our proficiency or our expertise, right? We are showing the use
Yes.
of the, but also we are showing the use of which in turn, we are showing the use of advanced collocation, we are showing the use of sequencing linker, we are showing the use of phrasal verb, we are also showing the use of different sentence construction like with.
Okay.
Okay. This is what will basically help you with your scores, not just writing. Okay. So all this
Yes.
time, what you were doing is you were just writing. You are focusing a lot on giving the right content. That is also very important. You are focusing a lot on organizing the right content in a rightful way. But then you have to remember that working on the grammatical range and accuracy and the lexical resource. Lexical resource में खाली आपका vocab नहीं आता है. Advanced collocations भी आता है. So all this time, I guess you are focusing a lot on vocab. थोड़े से advanced collocations भी आपको include करने के. लिंकर्स का इस्तेमाल
Okay.
पहले भी आपने लिंकर्स का इस्तेमाल किया है. दिस इज नॉट द फर्स्ट टाइम दैट यू आर यूजिंग लिंकर्स, राइट? बट द पॉइंट इज यू आर यूजिंग ऑल द बेसिक लिंकर्स ऑन द वन हैंड. Firstly,
Okay.
secondly, moreover, additionally, those are not wrong, but those are basic linkers. Now you basically have to move on to the advanced linkers, right?
Okay,
What are
ma'am.
the advanced
Yes,
linkers?
ma'am.
Alongside this, besides this, what is
That's
more,
it.
what is
Or
overwhelming.
beneficial.
Yeah. Now,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, now you have this, for example, again, remember when it comes to giving example, there could be three types of examples or evidences that you can give. One is statistical, the other one is specific, and the third one is personal experience. Now, whenever you are giving a statistical example, like here, you have given a statistical example, you're talking about a recent survey. You're talking about survey, right? So if that is the case, then ideally it has to be this. A recent survey conducted by Times of Forum. We don't need to mention the source and the resource. Nobody is interested. Nobody is going to cross-check or cross-examine this particular survey. Okay, so as long as you're just writing a recent survey or recent survey, that's all. A recent survey states that. States is better. You can even say reveals. Better words. You can say
Mm-hmm.
indicates. You can say suggests. Okay, that teenagers. So देखो कितनी वैरायटी है लिखने में. आपको लगता है कि मैंने
Yes.
सब लिख दिया फिर भी मेरे को 6.5 आ रहा है. मैंने तो सब कुछ लिख दिया, मैंने तो सारा कुछ लिख दिया, फिर भी scores नहीं आ रहे, फिर भी 7 या 7 से ज्यादा क्यों नहीं आ रहा है. So there are small things which you actually have to take into account and focus upon when you're working on your writing task 2 and 9. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Suggest that teenagers who suffer, again, subject verb agreement. Teenagers is a plural subject. Suffer is the verb. So suffer
Yes.
also has to be plural. This also has to be a plural verb, right? The moment you put an S after the verb, it becomes singular verb. So here, if you have to use a plural verb of suffer, then it just has to be suffer, not suffers. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
It has to be suffer. To suffer from death of, what is death of money?
डर्थ. डर्थ मैम, वो आर लिखना भूल गई मैं. डर्थ.
Death, lack of money. In their early stage of life are said to be more financially independent later in life than others because from such age they are compelled to find out ways to earn the source of income. Now, example बहुत सही है. The evidence that you've given is good, but the way you have framed it, it seems as if the words have been jumbled and at the same time a complete meaning नहीं आ रहा. तो अगर थोड़ा सा हम इसको इधर उधर करें, the way you have placed it, so you're saying that teenagers who suffer from dearth of money, you cannot suffer from dearth of money. Suffering from dearth of money. Instead, you can say that, who struggle with
Faces.
financial difficulties,
Okay.
right? Who struggle with financial difficulties. Struggle के साथ आप experience भी बोल सकते हैं. ठीक है? Struggle with, or you can say experience. All right?
मैंने एक्सपीरियंस पूरे ऐसे में बहुत बार लिखा था मैम, इसलिए मैं अवॉइड करी थी।
Okay. Anyway, so we'll just keep this. You could have even say grapple with. That is also a very good one. Grapple with,
ग्रेटफुल।
struggle with. Yeah, grapple with, struggle with. These are basically phrasal verbs which ideally you can use. Okay, so you
ओके।
have this two WH verb, and then you have struggle with and grapple with. ठीक है? It could be financial difficulties, it could be fund crunch, it could be financial crisis. So financial word का इस्तेमाल already आपने कर दिया, so you can say fund crisis. Or you can say fund crunch.
ओके।
Okay. और उसके बाद ये जो आपने दिया है ना, are compelled. So take this from here and put it here. Now, source of income, I mean, you cannot earn source of income. You have to find out source of income to earn money, right?
ओके।
You cannot earn the
यस।
source of income. Now, source of income, Reserve Bank of India. Suppose आप Reserve Bank of India में काम करते हो, तो आप थोड़ी ना earn कर सकते हो Reserve Bank of India में. मतलब
यस मैम।
आरबीआई या एसबीआई को तो आप अर्न नहीं कर सकते, बट यू कैन वर्क देयर टू अर्न मनी, राइट? यू कैन
यस।
वर्क देयर टू अर्न योर फाइनेंसेस. तो यहाँ पे आप क्या बोल सकते हो? आप कंपेयर टू फाइंड आउट वेज टू अर्न
अर्न
मनी
मनी
फ्रॉम different sources of income. Be careful about your spellings or different sources. ठीक है?
यस मैम।
And therefore become more financially independent. More financially independent, you can even say more. Can you give me some better words? Financially word is something that you've already used many times. Therefore, यहाँ पे financial use किया है. So you're using it in a different.
मनी मैनेजमेंट स्किल्स, मनी मैनेजमेंट स्किल्स।
Yes, right. Therefore, become more financially independent, or you can say therefore, and therefore become rational in managing their finances or money. ठीक है?
यस मैम। पैशन।
So हटाओ. Than others बोल सकते हो, या तो फिर as opposed to others. So this comparison that you are doing, that is very important. So since you're working on your own side and you're giving the points on your own side, that is perfectly fine. But remember, अपनी side लिख रहे हो, अपनी side के points दे रहे हो, कहीं ना कहीं do that comparison with the demerit of the other side. ठीक है?
यस मैम।
साइड में आपने दे दिया कि हाँ बंदा फाइनेंशियल डिफिकल्टीज या फंड क्रंच को सफर करता है, या उसको वो अंडरगो करता है, तो उसी वजह से ही इज नॉट बीइंग, आई मीन ही इज ट्राइंग टू फाइंड आउट, ट्राइंग हार्ड टू फाइंड आउट डिफरेंट वेज ऑफ अर्निंग मनी. तो उस वजह से ही बिकम्स वेरी वेल एट मैनेजिंग देयर फाइनेंसेस एज अपोज टू अदर्स. ओके, हु डू नॉट गेट दिस चांस. Yes, who hardly get to explore such crisis. ठीक है?
यस मैम।
So this is how you have to form. So are you seeing what was the difference? I mean, what did I change in your writing in the evidence? The evidence were perfect, but the way that you had written, somehow there was a gap in the way it was conveying the meaning. So now if you look at it, you will see that it is conveying the meaning in a very
यस
correct, right? Again, we always say that do not end the para with an example. I mean, see, there is no rule that you are not supposed to end a para with an example. We don't have a rule in writing as such, but it is good if you're not ending a para with an evidence, because the moment you end a paragraph with an evidence, it looks as if it seems as if it is incomplete. Okay, it seems that
ओके।
something more has to be given. So that is why it is better if you can give a rounding of sentence, relevant, do not be repetitive, or otherwise you can give another point the way you have given here. But additionally is again a basic link. So you can use some other linker.
What is more?
Yeah, what is more? Or I mean, see this point that you have given now. I don't think that this can be or this should be treated as a separate point or as a distinct point, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, you have just summarized the entire para. Na? Pehle aapne likha that you become more mature enough to take your own decisions independently, and the second one you become more rational with your money making decisions, and you start finding out ways of earning, right?
Yes, ma'am.
With
Yes, ma'am.
this sentence that you have given at the last of the para, I somehow feel that, I mean, it's better if we can write it like this. I mean, instead of taking it as a separate point, it's better if we can say more important.
More importantly.
So this is how you can write it. Right? So you can use this anywhere for rounding. Right? Experiences endured in such pre-adult days. Pre-adult days. Okay. All right. Okay, we can put here. Mm, so you can say experiences endured in such pre-adult days enable people to become pragmatic in life. Okay, to become more pragmatic. Yeah. So now
Mm-hmm.
look at this para. Do you see the difference in writing, the way we have framed things? There are so many things to make a note of. Look at this.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm just boldening it, and you can find it. And this is why you were getting stuck. So
मैं इससे भी खराब लिखती थी मैम.
don't worry. Now I hope after
ये जो अभी जो भी मैंने लिखा है ये वो आपके जो सैम्पल एसेस और आप जो है ना वह बस वही दिमाग में रख के लिखा है
yeah,
क्योंकि मैं जो लिखी थी वो बहुत बहुत आप देखे तो वॉमिटिंग कर देना उतना
no,
खराब.
not like that. It's not at all like that. It's just that you need to learn the right thing in the right way. Okay, mostly some
Yes,
of the times what happens is that we know, but we don't know how to use it. Okay, so you
yes,
need to know the right thing and you need to know how to use it in the right way. All right.
yes, ma'am.